Hi guys, the media is so desperate for a story that they'll take a storm in a teacup and turn it into a hurricane. So a few days ago we got news that DP World, the parent company of P&O Ferries, had decided to boycott an investment summit that Labour was hosting. They also said that they would hold the investment for a port being upgraded. The reason for this allegedly was comments made by the Transport Secretary about P&O's work practices. The company had laid off 800 staff back in 2022 and then hired agency staff, some working well below the minimum wage. Now, Labour and the Tories at the time criticised the move. Now it seems DP World has done a U-turn. They will attend the summit and they will go ahead with the investment. But instead of grilling DP World, Trevor Philips is trying to make it look like an embarrassment for the government. Have a listen.
The bigness of this coming week, the investment summit. Can I just get one thing clear? Is the investment in London Gateway Port facility by the so-called rogue operator DP World on or is it off?
It is going ahead and they're attending the summit. I mean, first of all, let me say I am so excited by this. I'm so excited by the transformation in the UK's investability that the change of government has brought about. Real deep-seated policy and wider reasons underpin the platform that we can then go to the rest of the world around. But specifically with DP World, let me say, look, what happened with P&O Ferries was wrong. We believed it was wrong. The government at the time, the Conservative government, believed it was wrong. But the problem was it was legal. So we are changing that situation, and where a company can operate within that framework, we can work with them going forward.
Did you agree with your colleague Louise Haigh that a Labour government should boycott P&O?
Look, that's not the government's position.
No, but did you agree when she said it?
Oh, it isn't the government's position, Trevor. And what I would say, though, is that we, both my department and Louise and the Department of Transport, have worked very closely together. The employment bill, which my department sponsors, is a mechanism by which we can make sure that a P&O Ferries situation doesn't happen again. So we work very closely together. And as I say, we're changing the law. Where a company works within that, accepts that, we can talk to them about investments going forward.
But the politics of this is that she's a minister now. You're not campaigners anymore. And she basically undermined you, didn't she? Has she apologised yet?
Look, I don't...
Apologised for what? This is terrible journalism. Who he should be grilling is DP World, because DP World changed their position. The government didn't change their position. Did he actually listen to what Jonathan Reynolds has said here? Reynolds said back in 2022, it was the law. Now we're going to change the law. Hopefully they're going to change the law, but he's saying that they're going to change the law. So who has changed their position? Well, the government are going to change the law, and DP World have changed their mind. You know, the people who should be grilled here is DP World, because they're the ones who issued the threat. They said that they were not going to go to the summit. They're the ones who said that they would pull the investment for this port. And now they've turned around and said, actually, we'll go to the investment summit and we will invest in this port. But Sky News is grilling a government minister over this. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me, because Louise Haigh said that P&O operated like a rogue operator. And this was something that was supported by the Tories back in 2022, and everyone pretty much in Parliament. She didn't say something that was untrue. Politicians were saying exactly, from other parties were saying exactly the same thing. Now, what Jonathan Reynolds is saying here is that while it was legal back then, we're going to make it illegal. And if P&O Ferries or DP World want to invest in Britain, they have to follow these new rules. I don't see what the problem is here. Honestly, I'm not here to defend Jonathan Reynolds. I just don't understand what the problem is. There used to be a particular way of operating. The government of the day and the opposition of the day criticised that. The new government is going to change how to operate, and businesses have to follow those rules. Why is Jonathan Reynolds getting a grilling here and not DP World? Because it's DP World that acted a bit rogue. They said, they threw their toys out of the pram saying, we're going to pull out of this investment. We're not going to attend this summit. They're the ones who acted rogue, not the government. Now, the right-wing media, as soon as this story broke back a few days ago, ran with it, talking about how this is an absolute disaster for Labour, this is a disaster for Britain. A storm in a teacup. But it seems that Sky News and Trevor Philips still want to milk it for some reason. It's ridiculous. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.